2 more invoices she's got to keep.
Hello, welcome to the HomeBhoys Live podcast. It is Friday, the 8th of May. I'm, of course, Joe McKenna. It is us back. We haven't been on since the 17th of April. There's been a lot going on in Celtic universe, a lot going on with us. We had a podcast there during the week with Johnny Owen, HomeBhoys Extra. Hope you've enjoyed that. Johnny's a smashing fellow to talk to. But tonight I'm joined by the old guard, Scott McCurry. Scott Ortiz, you there?
Wow. How did I end up first? Because I'm the top corner, is it?
Because you were in the Spain tap and you look great. Right?
Yeah. That's my sweet fed out the window.
I'm all right, Joe. I'm all right. I'm a bit nervous about doing this pod on weekend because.
You think you're a jinx? Are you a jinx?
I do. I think I'm a jinx all the time anyway. I think if I fucking say anything positive Celtic, it's going to go the opposite way. Even fucking Scales, he was saying that. He says, I don't watch him because every time I watch him, seems to go against me. And I'm like, fucking right. But I think, in essence, Joe, yes, I'm good, mate. And I thoroughly enjoyed your chat fairly the week. I thought it was brilliant. In fact, really, really good. I've always thought it would be good to come on and speak to Johnny, but see when you just sit and listen, I kind of go, nah, it's better. You know what I mean?
Talk to you
well done, all yous.
Talk to him all night.
Liam tried to ruin it.
I actually think I'm not much of a jinx, Scott, that sometimes the universe doesn't pay attention and just lets people win. I mean, the odd time. I think it's just, if I bet on somebody, it's fucked. Right? I have that kind of luck. So I got shamed in a chat the other week for
Joe, I would say, like, let's introduce the other two guys first.
Oh, sorry. I'm off from one here. Jason Higgins. There he is. Where are you?
Hail.
I didn't watch you. What's happening? Sorry, fucking didn't have myself. You feeling good?
I'm doing all right, mate.
How's the weather in Scotland, lads?
It's actually a lovely wee night. I'm just at the park with the top there. And the travelling folks have arrived. So there was pumping house music, blaring it, and fucking dodging and scream if you want to go faster, Patter. So that's just over.
Do you like Dags?
Dags. I was waiting them all day in videos. Hey, come around, fucking rip your fucking head off. You tell fucking.
I tell you, Johnny Joe. Johnny Joe, I tell you something.
Oh, goodness.
So they're all enjoying themselves.
Hope they don't listen. I know bad you're doing it.
And Marty Flynn out there, who's now Maida's Sir Fit.
I tell you, Scott McCurry, if I fucking see you wearing that Spain top, I rip your head off and shite down your neck.
The junkies bastard.
Remember when we were fucking young? We were about maybe 15, 16. About 40 of us all crammed in the our house because I had a fucking video. And we were watching the bare knuckle fighting from Cross McGlen Square. Big Don Rooney against some cons. You want to fucking seen it. Absolute outright mayhem. Beating the fuck out of each other in the middle of the square.
I might have been in a house with about 40 folk when we watched a different kind of video, but
Soggy biscuit, yeah.
Well, there you go, folks. That's a good start to the show.
Childhood memories, Jufus.
I'd like to say hello to Mohammed Hamid W9R. Hi.
Oh, he's on, is he? Ah, good man.
Hi, Mo.
Hi, Mo.
Tell yourself, Mo.
Good man, Mo. Welcome to the party. So we've now been on since 7th of April, and since then we have had win against.
It was the 16th April a couple of minutes ago, and now it's the 7th. So it's fucking things all.
It was the 17th because the 19th was the Sunday we played tomorrow.
17th now. Fucking hell, it's all happening.
Fuck me, it's fucking pedantic Pete. Welcome to the show. Fuck me.
Yes.
Liam's not even here.
Yeah, he's not even here. Right. Fucking his ghost is.
Oh, don't worry, he'll fucking follow us up the bed and fucking P's and Q's.
The text messages will be flying shortly.
Anyway, since then we've had 6-2 against St Mirren, 3-1 against Falkirk, 2-1 against Hibs. But all focus is generally fixed upon what lies ahead of us. But I think it's worth our way going back and have a wee chat about the performance against Hibs and about some of the particular issues that, in that game that might cause us problems in terms of like goals. that were allowed to stand. Shit like that there. I mean, I don't know if anybody was there. Scott, were you there?
No, never got a
No.
ticket, mate.
Nobody was there. Not Slim Pickens. I assume he's watched it, yeah?
Yeah.
And again, it's a fucking disgrace that you weren't there because you saw the state of that ground. It was the entire
Yeah.
talking point before the game, like how fucking bad the crowd was. And there was a huge big empty patch beside our fans that had clearly not been sold to anybody. There was nobody in it. It was sitting empty. And you easily could have accommodated a couple of hundred fans in it. Like, it's just, Scottish football deserves to fucking die. It really does, like, when you see decisions like that.
The thing that kind of griped me about it, like every time we always speak about this, I always think, no, it's a team's prerogative to do it, right? And it might annoy us, it might frustrate us and look terrible and stuff like that. But I've kind of always been, right, if they decide that's what they're going to try and sell it to their home crowd and it doesn't work, then blah, blah, so be it. But I couldn't believe it when it turned up on the telly and they had the big section all blank took with a big sponsor, a la Hearts. And then my heart sunk. I was like, that's bollocks. That's genuinely bollocks, man. And so we all watched on the telly then. So we all got to feast on Chris Boyd and his big fucking angry cooting. But he went off in a diatribe. And I know Hibs fans won't really, nobody in fact will really give a fuck about what Chris Boyd's going to say. But he made a really telling point, I thought, right? And obviously he's coming for a Rangers bias, but he's saying Hibs fans have gave up on their team. He says, I understand Hearts are going for the league and maybe in their heart of heart they don't want to stand in the way of opposition to that, and I get it and stuff, but they've gave up, the fans have gave up the team. So see down the line when the team are struggling and stuff like that, they then don't have a right to go, I use a short changing us because we've and like I say, ultimately a pile of shite all stoked by a fucking big fat headed hun, but I did kind of go, by the way, he's no wrong. I mean, you're supposed to go and support your team. You know what I mean?
He is wrong. It's a fucking pre-season fucking, or sorry, a post-season friendly.
He's 100% wrong. I didn't go to Tynecastle. See the time we'd won the league and we were playing Hearts at Tynecastle.
Yep,
Hearts had a chance to get second in the league. I think they get beat 3-0, didn't they?
3-1. I think 3-1, 3-0 maybe.
And I watched
I stormed out raging.
So I watched it in the Cross Keys. In the Cross Keys, half of the pub was wanting Hearts to win and half were wanting Celtic to win. And I was one of the ones wanting Hearts to win. So,
but I'll tell you, Jason, see that section? That section was full.
Oh,
that section was full.
Totally.
So that's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah,
section was full.
I chose not to go on.
Celtic fans didn't down tools and go, we're no going. I mean, like I say, I fell out. I stormed out when they scored, I think, their second. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Because I wanted Celtic to win. Whereas my big pal, Fra, who Marty knows, Fra was telling me to sit down and shop, and then the twos were near the end up fighting. You know what I mean? That was like,
but then it helped us. We get beat.
And the cold light a day. The cold light. But the point is, Hibs still had something to play for, and their fans never went.
But here, who the fuck gives a fuck about fucking finishing fourth? They've got fourth place to play for. Who the fuck cares? They get stuffed by their fucking
when they get a European place, Dave.
I know, but they get stuffed by their biggest rivals the week before, and there's a chance of the bastards winning the league. They're fucking second. Who the I don't blame that one Hibs fan for not turning up. Not one. Sure, what were they going to do?
But see when next season though, because right, God bless Marky boy. I had Marco on Facebook and see some of the pictures he was putting up for his European trips, and he was away with his boy in the ultimate pride. I'll tell you what, the Hibs fans will be missing that because they never even gave it a go. And I saw one Hibs fan say he said, I watched my team lie down to Rangers when they finished. Remember Black Sunday? Black Sunday, was it? And he says, I've never been more ashamed of my club that day. And he said, I would hate for it to happen again. So I'm just giving you an alternative view, Marty.
No, listen, and it's not really an alternative view because the view was expressed wholesomely on one of the biggest broadcasters in the fucking world. And I was looking going, if it was me, I wouldn't fucking be there. And there was kids outside. They were interviewing people before the game. I don't know whether or not you watched the build up, but they
I
were
did,
saying
like,
like I want Celtic to win 10-0. So like what does you know what I mean? They fucking hate
but
Hearts.
they
Fair
were
play to
there.
them. I know, but I don't know whether or not they actually went into the game. Like a lot of them have.
You've got
A
to
lot of
think if
them.
they're fucking cutting about the ground, Marty, they're going to get into the game. So they
I
kind of back up a point. I
I
mean,
guarantee
they
you.
interviewed a guy, right?
Hold on, before you leave that point. I guarantee you that Hibs club was packed with people who didn't go to the game.
Without a doubt.
So there could be loads of people cutting about the ground who didn't go to the game, who maybe went to a local bar or whatever. Sure, all around there's all Hibs people. So all I'm saying is I don't blame on the balance of probability Hibs were getting beat at the weekend. So they were going to watch their fucking team get beat 2 weeks in a row after being sickened by getting beat by their fucking their rivals in a last minute loser. Fuck's sake. And they knew that several of their first team players weren't even going to be able to play because they were fucking sent off, and they're staring down the barrel of their most hated rivals winning the league. Like, you can understand like, why they don't really feel like
I
going and singing.
understand, but I'm sitting telling you right now, I would have been there. So
I know,
I go to
listen,
see
I'm not.
Celtic. That's what.
That's
No, I know, but I understand
no
it. But
problem.
I'm telling
And there was
what I'm
probably
saying
what.
to you is, I would go. So I don't understand them, to be honest, because I
That's
wouldn't
fine,
be there. So fuck
but
them.
loads of other people do
Deserved
understand
it.
them. And
Correct.
what was there?
Same
Was
to
there?
you.
There must have been what? What was the attendance?
Not a clue.
So what do we get? So say there's 20,000 seats and we get 1,500 or something, don't we? So I would say there's probably about 10,000 people who did go, albeit they were all spread around the ground, so it looked empty. But the Hibs ultras were all there because you could see them behind the goal when the
And
Sky
well
Sports team
done,
were
name.
talking.
Go and support our
They
team.
were that part of it was packed and they were fucking singing away and making noise for what fucking good it done them. Do you know? But I don't know. I thought it was trying to drum up some fucking other reason to create controversy. That's all I could really fucking say.
Again,
Yeah,
if
this is
Celtic,
18
if Celtic are
pounds.
struggling, you'd quit on them. That's all I get.
Listen, all I'm saying is I can understand why they weren't there. Fair play to them if they didn't fucking go. If they wanted to go and put money in behind the bar,
I
they really
don't
could.
really give a fuck. I think you're right. Anyway,
No, but to go back to the original point,
this
there
boys
was
are
there absolutely no reason why Hibs could not have given our fans more tickets.
yeah, 100%.
And that was my original point. Like it, it's completely baffling and completely embarrassing. Like honest to fuck, and I'm sure. I'm sure that's one of the reasons why that whole argument was contrived. And that's to me, it was a contrived argument. It was to stop people saying, hold on, why is there not more Celtic fans here? Surely if they had been allowed in, they would have taken the tickets.
And to be fair, they didn't cause any hassle with folk buying tickets. As long as you had a buying history, that other side of that stand was mostly Celtic supporters.
Yeah.
Was it?
Did
Ah,
you,
right, okay.
There was
did
no
you,
hassle
Marty,
getting in at all.
Marty, you were talking about the interview with the guys outside. So I did see it. I usually never see any of that. And for some reason, I saw it and they were asking them. And they asked this fella, what do you think? And he's going, oh, well, I don't would like Hibs to we want Hibs to do it, but Hearts won the league would be a so one. And I'm going, I know that guy's face. And I just, honest to God, and it wasn't until after the game I'm looking, he goes on that Celtic TV thing now like the guys who talk after games. And he's a Celtic fan. I mean, he was
Is he?
I was like, fucking hell, man.
5 minutes of fame, fuck's sake.
Oh, no, he's 5 minutes of fame. He's on that bloody show every fucking 2 weeks.
There's only you watches it, so, but no, I mean.
Some console of a camera. Anyway, but performance, game overall. I mean, it wasn't pretty, and there was a lot going against us. Douglas Ross, fucking the offside. Got the
fat Tory bastard.
The Newell goal, which is fucking. I listened to the Sports Sound podcast the following morning, and John Collins was like, "Well, is VAR saying that didn't touch his hand? Because if they are saying that, he's like, we all see
VAR."
I mean,
it was just like to start off with our performance. Like, do you know what I mean? It was a typical performance that we've done all year. It wasn't you know, it was 60%, but we had enough in it to win the game, enough chances to win the game. Again, Ian Nacho's goal thought was excellent, really well taken. Takes balls to score a goal like that, really. And that, like, those decisions, the fat Tory on the line, the handball decision, the two-handed fucking shove in the box
Yes.
later on as
Oh, that
well.
was ridiculous.
You know, we're not getting any of those decisions between now and 2 weeks' time. Do you know what I mean? It's just, we're not going to get any of them, and as many teams as they can make sure gets them, will get them. Do you know what's appalling? It was just like the handball was like, it was nearly like a fucking juggling act. It was as if remember you used to do that wee trick when you were a kid, you took it off your shoulder and run it down your arm under your toe.
It was some hard Globetrotter shit. Like,
By the way, did you see his face? See when they gave the goal? Did you see
Oh,
his
he
face? It was
fucking
one of the
that was
He knew rightly. But there hasn't really been much, maybe I've missed it, but there hasn't really been that much chatter about it this week. Like, do you know what I mean? Could you imagine if that was Rangers? As, you know,
Imagine we didn't win.
oh fucking hell! Like, and this is the sort of my point, isn't that when you win is the time you do it.
Exactly.
You know that we say, look, we have no extra ground here. We've no sour grapes. We won the game, but look at the fucking state of this. The fat cunt who tried to give our goal offside was 4 yards, maybe more, behind play when he gave it, and VAR were basically embarrassed in the fucking sorting it out because it took them fucking ages to do it. So they were obviously looking for a way of getting off with it. Do you know what I mean? The two-handed push, I don't even think was looked at all. I don't remember
not one thing.
I don't even remember it being a topic of discussion.
No,
it ended up turning into a fucking shoving match because Maida kicked the ball.
By the way, and that was pathetic as well. That was, I mean, you can't be going up. And, I mean, the referee just done the old crappy fucking I'll book the two of yous. You had three guys running him, and two of them had to hold him by the neck. That's no fucking right. But it's
totally fucking shocking.
It's funny, Joe. I mean, like, obviously you done away with football for a while as well, and the wee man's still involved. I get infuriated when we play teams in the two-hand push, because obviously we've no got refs at this at our level anyway. 7 asides, we get refs at 9 asides, and we play teams. And see if my team do it, I get a foul against my team every time because I tell them get your hands down because you just can't do it. And then I'm telling my wains every week can't do it, and there's fucking. There's that happening in the fucking Premier League.
I know. You're right, those guys against kids football. I mean, there's lots of handsy kids, but I think that the skill there is to transcend that into, like, okay, if you want to use your hands to hold somebody off instead of pushing them away.
Yeah.
It really is. And then it's funny, like I was watching in the caravan, my mum was there. She was in there pattering about, fucking about in the garden, whatever else. And she walked in, she says, "What happened there?" And she says, I says, "They've just got a man sent off." And she went, "I'll not help us."
You know what? And it fucking really didn't. It really didn't.
I do. I mean, I think
we've talked about it before, Scott, haven't we?
Sorry, mate. Sorry, Paul.
No, I'm saying to you, we've talked about it before, haven't we, Scott? When a team goes down to 10 men and then all of a sudden everything gets fucking harder, and you're like, "Oh, is this possible?"
It was, but I think the timing of their goal kind of hurt us as well, because it allows them to come out with a new battle plan. They've sat and they've worked it out. They've sat in that dressing room for 15 minutes, and all the coaches, the manager, and all the top players would all, right, this is what we do here. We've done it last week. We've proved we can do it. We know what we're done. It worked last week to a point. We know this. Whereas if they go into the break, a man down and a goal down, they've then got to do something to get back into the game. Do you know what I mean? So their game plan is totally different. And I reckon Celtic could have probably picked them off. I don't say that with any fucking confidence, in fairness, but that means it. So the goal was actually stinking timing for us as well. As you guys have rightly said, I think we're all in the shop here, but I think Nacho's goal was fucking.
But see,
absolutely. I don't know how he gets that much time.
See, rewind it back a bit, right? Do you think maybe there's a bit of Jamie McGrath's like a Celtic supporter?
No.
Do you know?
I doubt it very much. Like, just to be honest, no, I don't think so.
Nah, because
It just looks stupid.
That wasn't that. I don't think. Sorry. Sorry to say, Jason. I fucking talk me. Crack on. Sorry.
No, because there was nothing happening in the game. He was going nowhere, and it was just an absolutely stupid challenge. And there's a bit of me saying maybe he's a Celtic fan that was.
Well,
But
it's a Celtic fan. Why is he trying to fucking break the ankle? Fucking Nelson Johnson.
If you were a fan, you'd be afraid of injuring a player. Like, it was just a ridiculous tackle. Like, really no need for it. Like, it was way. No, and Johnson would have still had maybe 20, 30 yards to get by before he was going to be in a position to do any real damage. Like, it was just fucking stupid. And it is, like, David Gray's a very popular Hibs manager, but without fucking a shadow of a fucking doubt, it is a feature of his team that they do this sort of shit, and it's like, but from our perspective, it's more about how the fuck could we not have pressed our advantage a bit better, or, with a floating man, or I don't know, it's just, but say we talk about it on here all the time. It happens all the time. When a team goes down to 10 men, the other team seem to find it more difficult to fucking, take advantage of that. It's baffling sometimes, and it was baffling me at the weekend because we had better quality than Hibs, like, without a doubt. Do you know what I mean? And they were keep sort of steady eddying themselves and looking for opportunities from here, there, bitty stuff. But we had the ability to win that game, no bother.
Yeah.
And like, you would have had 2 goals in the goal difference if the goal had been rightly ruled out, which it would have been, So you'd have been walking away from Easter Road has been a really fucking strange place for us for about a decade. So you're walking away with a 2-0 win. You're going, well, that was all right.
Yeah.
But because they get a goal, we don't score until the subs come on. Everybody feels a bit more shitty about it, like, oh fuck, it was probably harder than it should have been, sort of thing.
And going back to kind of what I'd say is, I think we came out 1-0 after the break. Maida was having one of the games, he was getting through, and I think but that kind of stopped when they sat back, because they were sitting there, draw a man down, and they were like, the inclination wasn't there. To come back to Jason's point, Jason always makes me laugh, because remember the referee booked that tackle. So without VAR, that's just a stinking usual Scottish football challenge. I remember years ago when we signed Joe Ledley, and Joe Ledley came in, obviously he's 4 games down in England, he's come up here, and I think these first 2 games, somebody rattled him, both games. And then we went away to Hearts, and he made a challenge like that, and it was a straight red. And I always remember total sympathy for him, because I'm saying the last 2 games he's just been balloted pillar to post, and he's gave it out. And the first tackle he's done, off. You know what I mean? It was like it was a very similar challenge to that in that mind. But I mean, like I say, I hate VAR, but see some of the things that VAR should be correcting, and it has corrected for us. It's actually not been that bad in terms of stuff like that. Because that was see, when you saw it back in the replay straight away, you're like, that's a stinking challenge, man.
Oh, terrible.
Stinking. And as you say, Joe, you've just done it with a guy who's just come back from injury. You're like, if you're a Tim, you deserve putting the boys for that. I mean,
it was. What was it malicious? I don't think so, but it was fucking wild.
Oh, it's bad, aye.
Wild, like, I mean, and luckily they were kind of moving at pace, so his foot wasn't going to kind of get caught in the grass at any point. But fuck me, yeah, it was rough. But I mean, you mentioned Maida there. It was one of those days he was getting through. His fucking see his finishing 1-on-1 with the keeper, Scott. Like, I mean, it's fucking. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Well, Jason, what's your thinking on Maida now? I mean, we were all kind of together last year saying it would be a disaster if he left us. You know what I mean? And now you're at the point you'll get half a halfpenny for him in the summer because he's only got a year left and he wants to go.
Aye, but you've just got to thank him. Definitely fell off a cliff this season, but what I'll tell you is he's absolutely vital. See, when Marty put that daft Uber in during the week, my heart sunk. You know? And he's absolutely going to be vital for us to win this league if we can win it. You know,
I was listening to. In fact, I was watching Hamish yesterday on Celtic AM, and he made a really impassioned, not a plea, just a kind of strong defence of Maida. Right, we all know what's happened with Maida this year. With Martin O'Neill's kind of let the cats out the bag that with the club he was even going to be going to. So he's obviously been let down, and he's obviously no throwing it. He's obviously just his form's dipped, his attitude's dipped and stuff like that. But in general, for what we've got for the boy, for what it cost us, and what Hamish basically said was he must be aware of what's ruining him in terms of Celtic Park. Every day he walks into Celtic Park, he's got a legend managing him with the new. He's got a legend sitting on the bench beside him, and be Jamesy Forrest, future legend Callum McGregor, he's captain. And if Dyson manages to be the guy, maybe he scores a winner this week. He scores 2 against Hearts, and this great fantasy that's living in my head, and we get over the line, he'll walk out the door like a Celtic great. You know?
Aye. Yes. See,
his face will be up beside them that many years to come.
I mean, right, we all going a bit, right, talking about to the Far East, Nakamura is the one that jumped out to everybody. The guy was an absolute genius. But to me, Maida's been the best, without a doubt. Maida's been I think it was Andy Halliday on that open goal or something. He says he's basically a fucking cheat code in FIFA. That's what he said he was. He says the guy's a cheat code. I mean, it's just incredible. I've never seen a player like him in my life ever, and I don't think I'll ever see another one like him. He's not a great player. Everybody knows that. But see his energy and his work ethic and just his speed. He's a freak.
I'd love to see the stats on like what like the difference between when he's not playing to when he is playing in terms of like, you know, work rate. Everybody else is working.
He's a goal every 2.77 games for us.
And that's him in a honking season. You know, and he's not played up front many games. You know, it's mostly been for the wing. But he's been, I mean, last season he was just wild. It was just unbelievable how good he was. But this season he's definitely tapered off. But he's come back into a wee bit of groove, and he is vital for us to win this league if we're going to win it. If he'd a broken foot or whatever and he was out, he'd probably still play with a broken foot. He's a fucking maniac.
The irony is, I don't even think irony is the right word. I don't know at all. On Sunday, I don't know when that happened to his foot, but I was saying to the missus at least 10 minutes before the end, he's limping about. But see when he needed to chase down, he was still going to chase him down. Right. And then he had the boot off and you saw the big bruise. So he's obviously took an absolute stinker. Somebody stood in his foot or something. But right. I don't know when it happened. Hopefully somebody can tell us. But he's still digging.
Did it happen during that Stramish with a two-handed push?
Think so, mate. Maybe I'm going to have a gander at that then.
Well, you'd be surprised to know that doesn't appear in the highlights. A two-handed push.
You're kidding on, Joe, is that right?
Well, not the ones I just watched.
That was my point earlier, Joe. It wasn't even a talking point. It wasn't raised by anybody. It wasn't even a fucking, well, here, what about this bit here? Apart from what Scott was saying, where it was the kind of the plague in both their houses sort of a thing, but there was no, it was fucking mad. Like, the place was fucking crazy.
I mean, it's great to get the 3 points, but are there things in that game? There's things across the season, I suppose. Is there things in that game that make you think that this run-in is going to be way more dramatic in terms of like decisions and what we face outside of football, in terms of like the actual play on the park, in terms of like decisions? I just got this horrible feeling that what we see in games like that there, like with the VAR, like letting the handball go, Douglas Ross, things like that there, two-handed push, that we're just looking at like a massive uphill challenge aside from winning the games.
I think it's uphill enough with just doing it on the park, but I added that into it. So imagine VAR wasn't here.
Huh? You're fucked.
Aye. at least you get the offsides and stuff like that. But aye, that was criminal what happened up there on Sunday. They 2 decisions. I mean, that's done us out of 2 goals, 1 goal against, and then a penalty.
It's mad. Some of the things, like I say, because the VAR, when it screws you, it generally does properly screw you. I mean, you think that time at Easter Road with the ball went out. Remember? I mean, remember that one? And you're like,
I know. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, we say for instance, we want to go 3-0 up and they're down to 10 men, you could score another couple.
Yeah.
You know, they've chucked it. But even you go to 3 goals, that's it, down to 2 goals. Yeah, difference. And that's nothing, because that's you only beating them by a goal, because we've scored more goals. So if we can get it down to 2 goals, a difference, it doesn't matter, it just means you need to win. But it could be absolutely vital come the end of the season, but at the end of the day, we've still got to get the points on the board, and obviously they've got to go to Motherwell. But I mean, let's face it, if it's 5, right, if we get into the final game of the season and Hearts are 5 goals up on us, I think it's over. I don't think we're beating them with 3 goals. I know we could. I know it's possible with the crowd. They could bottle it, etc. But I just don't see it happening. We've been waiting for Celtic to click all season, and they really aren't going to click. They can fucking dig out results. You know, they've got a winning mentality. Marty Neal's worked wonders with the squad. Or on paper, it looks like he's worked wonders. But I don't see us beating Hearts with 3 goals last game of the season. So someone's going to have to give Motherwell or Falkirk are going to have to take points off them, or we're going to have to score more so that the goal difference is down to like 3 maximum. So
watching Hearts against Hibs, I mean, they look good.
Hearts look good.
I thought Hearts and Parks looked good.
They were playing 9 men and they couldn't fucking score.
Oh, you follow that moonshine again, man.
No, not Hibs. Rangers, sorry, not Hibs. Rangers, fuck's sake.
Rangers game.
Second half they were all right. First half they were fucking rotten, man.
I'll be honest. See that Rangers Hibs game, Hearts game. Sorry. As much as Hearts showed a set of boys and they deserved the win, I couldn't believe what I was watching with Rangers. Could not believe it. The 2 boys that run the football team with me are Rangers men, so we often talk about it, and they talk about their collapse or their comebacks, how they can only play a half of football. And you know that way you think it's overstated. And then I watched it, and I couldn't believe everybody. I watched the Hearts Hibs game, and then I watched the Huns game, and we all knew that they were going to bring on that boy. What was it? What's his name? Slattery, is it? No, fucking what's his name? Whoever they brought on, they done the same and he scored the winner against Hibs. And then they brought him on and he changed the game against the Huns. But the Huns just, like, they all, honest to God, they looked like they gave up.
Aye, they chucked it.
I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was stunned by it. Because, same as all yous, a draw would have done it, wasn't it? And I'm sitting there going, this is usually when they fucking
I was one of Rangers win, to be honest with you.
This is where they put a bit of pressure on and usually get a iffy penalty. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on. But I couldn't believe. And the thing is, I'm expecting Rangers to come out and give us a right tough game. But the dream is a Hun gets sent half in the first kick of the ball and then we go and fucking trounce them and pull all the goals back. How's that, Joe? How's that for positivity?
That is a dream. That is a dream. You have to be sick to believe it.
There's a blue nose I work with, right? And he goes everywhere. He didn't get a ticket for Tynecastle. And he said to me, he says, see with 10 minutes to go. He says, without the injury time, he says, obviously just 10 minutes of normal time. He says, I'm like that. He says, there's no danger of you scoring here. He says, I want Hearts to pump us. Because they were actually saying, right, it's gone. They were just wanting Hearts to, and he says, they didn't even look like scoring again. He says, just fucking awful. And he was like, he says, with 10 minutes to go, he says, you think you'd just be launching out? I know they hit the bar with 1.5 chance and with a possible penalty claim, the guy bundled the box. They didn't even show a replay it. But apart from that, they had nothing. I mean, they weren't even throwing balls into the box. It wasn't as if Hearts were.
No, wild.
It was just fucking nothing. Just no invention whatsoever. It was as if they'd all fucking down tools and long may it continue. surely Sunday you will at Coiled Springs. I fucking don't know what's happened, but we'll wait and see. But Joe, I don't think Hearts are any good at all. They're obviously this season, but I don't really rate them. And they're a bit like us. They've got a winning mentality, and see, to be fair to them, they went down to 10 men. Was it 2 weeks in a row?
2 games to bounce, aye.
They've got 2 strikers, Jason. They've got 2 actual strikers. Two goal scorers. Like
Shanklin was deadly, man.
He's fucking like that goal against Richards was fantastic. It was a fantastic finish.
Aye.
And the thing is, if you watch it on TV, you could see him going, that ball might come across, and he makes this run, and you're going like, that's a fucking striker.
Oh, aye. He's definitely. That's who I'm thinking.
And see that edge. See that edge overall. And I know what you're saying in terms of the quality of like the Sage, and like, you know, you kind of see us on a par with them form ways and what have you. But see that edge. There's a lot to be said for that edge.
Aye, without a doubt, they're a danger. That's why I don't see any possibility of us beating them with 3 goals at Selleck Park. There's every chance they'll score. So that means we need to score 4 or 5 possibly. It's really not going to harm. But they just need to hope the mighty well can take some off them tomorrow night. Or by the way, Falkirk at home's not going to be an easy game for them either, because that full stadium with expectation, and you seen when the camera was panning to the crowd, they're absolutely shiting themselves. You know, this is first in a lifetime for the majority of that stadium if they were to win the league. You know, and it's fucking, I mean, when they're even talking about it now, you can tell their fucking bottles are crashing now. So, and obviously we've been close and distance, know how to win it. We've got loads of serial winners in the team. So, we've still got a chance, but I'm feeling slightly more confident towards the end of the week than I was at the start of the week. I was in a total downer when Hearts won, because it kind of takes it out of our hands. If there was a draw, or if Rangers had won, that would have been the perfect result for us. We could have beat Rangers at Selleck Park, drew with Motherwell, and beat Hearts and won the league. You know, because Motherwell's a big worry as well Wednesday night for us.
But wait, there's something to be said though. I mean, obviously for teams that have done this, like Celtic, but us as fans as well, we've walked this tightrope before. So the party was kind of going like, fucking c'est la vie, let's go. Right? Whereas I reckon their mentality is a lot more fragile. Going like, fucking, the desperation for it to happen might override the ability to actually.
That's the wisest thing you've said for about 3 years on this podcast. But I agree. But see, you're saying we've done this before. Think about it, right? I think in my lifetime, going to Celtic games, it's only really been 4 times. Love Street, then Martin O'Neill stopped the 10 in a row, then Helicopter Sunday, which we lost.
Martin O'Neill?
Sorry, what am I talking about?
Wim
Janssen stopped the 10 in a row. Then Martin O'Neill when we lost the Helicopter Sunday, and then Tannadice with Tommy Burns, the blessed Tommy Burns, when he passed away.
And what about fucking Seville?
The Seville season we blew it then as well. That.
Martin O'Neill won three leagues in the 2 that he didn't. Is that right? 2 that he didn't. We lost in the last day. Oh dear.
I know. That's a good point.
Sweet Jesus.
Aye.
I'll fling that into these guys. Yeah.
Fuck me. I don't need that kind of juju in my mix.
Even Mohammed's fucking bailed on us after that shit.
Aye. Bloody hell. A good point, Scott.
But obviously, he's back to turn that tide around, Scott. This is the mentality we need to have.
That's exactly, mate. Exactly.
The twice it's been against Rangers, it's not been against Hearts, so different dynamic.
Well, let's get beat by other Huns.
Aye.
Fuck up, Joe.
I know, Marty. I told you the stress. You have to expunge the stress. You have to get it out of you.
Did you see the video of the Hearts fans shouting at the Rangers fans leaving the ground?
Boys, bastards! I was like, huh? What timeline's this?
Aye. There we go.
We're trying this one, guys.
You're drinking.
Aldi, Aldi special.
Aldi Cerveza.
Aldi special Mexican lager with lime.
Aye, is it good?
Don't know. Just about to open the first one, mate. It's a 4%er, which for me getting old is great because you can drink more than fucking 10.
I was drinking that in, where was it, Italy in the summer? Where was it? No, it was there in Lanzarote in January. See that? It's like a lemon beer. The one they sell in Spain. I can drink it because I don't really like beer anymore. And so I was drinking that.
Stuff.
It's 2%. After about 4 cans. That one. It tastes good in that.
See, the Germans have got basically all their major beer brands, all their Radler, which as you say is kind of, it's like a wee shandy kind of type beer. And it's like 2%, do you know what I mean? But they're good for kind of knocking the crap off in the morning before you're about to go to town again, do you know what I mean?
They taste good.
Woke up at 6 o'clock, you're like... It's a bit too early for a 5.5 fucking...
Fridges. Bit of fridges.
They definitely taste good. But, so... It's just... Fucking, it's counting it. And I tell you where I'm going tomorrow night, boys.
There you go.
You did,
me and Linda. Linda's got me. Ellie get 2 comps. And I'm like, fuck, I
was gonna fucking ask if you were going to Celtics crowds again. Like the Barcelona game. The fuck match,
that was a Salvation game. Aye, Salvation game. Aye. So me and Linda, she says, we'll go down to the King Lud and get a couple of pints and then just walk down. But I'm telling you, I'm expecting absolute carnage down there. Because Motherwell only don't sell home end tickets to anybody unless they've got a buy-in history for Celtic and Rangers games. Every other team, MD can just walk up and buy a ticket, and they've closed it for this because they must have been getting inundated. And you think about it, right? They've not won the league since the 60s, right? How many of them will be doing without a ticket tomorrow night trying to get in?
Yeah, fair point.
Oh, there'll be thousands of them. So could be a wee event for night. 8 o'clock at night, you reckon every one of them will be fucking well oiled, you know?
Oh, sorry. So I never thought about that. The kick-off time's 8 o'clock. Holy fuck.
Right.
Jason, I hope their 8 o'clock trip to Fir Park's as good as your last one.
Fuck.
I fucking
brutal. I left the court now to go, just walked up the road.
Half time I went to the tavern.
Absolute shite. That was a schooling.
A lot to answer for.
And by the way, here's a thing as well, right? Did you hear that Jens Bertalascu get interviewed?
Oh, love it.
By the way, there's a right bit of needle between them and Hearts.
No, that's what I was saying on our chat the other day. Apparently after the last game against Hearts, the Hearts players were fucking right in their faces, saying, fuck you, fucking best footballing team in fucking Scotland, my balls and all this stuff. So that's great. Yeah, that's fucking absolutely great, because what you want to see from the word go tomorrow is boots flying left, right and fucking centre. You want there to be an edge about it. And another point, it was one of the other podcasts I was listening to made this point. There's probably more Celtic fans in the Motherwell squad than there is in the Celtic squad.
There's other podcasts?
Aye. So what the fuck? Somebody said it the other day.
It was Celtic Underground.
Celtic Underground.
McGinn, Welsh, O'Donnell.
There was a whole load. They were listing them all out. That's no fuck. I never thought about that. Because there's ones in the general squad who are Celtic fans too, who maybe aren't in the first team. Right. And I was like, what the fuck? Happy days. Do you know? So as long as they fucking keep it tight, there's always a chance that wee guy Masmanisi can always score. Do you know? And
you're just a player.
But here, what you were saying the other day was, you know, Motherwell are the best footballing team in Scotland, but I don't think that's going to come into it. I think it's not going to be that type of game. I think they're going to kick the fuck out of each other. Right. Judging by that thing, you know, I don't think there's going to be much football played.
Then I say that Hearts are big favourites then.
Well, but Hearts, I think Hearts are favourites anyway because they have the ability to score. Do you know what I mean?
I think to follow up what you said there, Marty, I think it's stemming for the manager because I think Derek McInnes. I think it's all stemming from him. Because Derek McInnes, by all accounts, Derek McInnes knows is right out of joint that everybody's talking about Askew. And he's kind of going, I've got this team to the league and everybody's talking about him, everybody's talking about him and all that. I mean, I'll show him. Know what I mean? And I think he talks down everybody every opportunity. So.
He's a cunt. Did you see the fucking video? See the video of him singing the Billy Boys last week too? That was well tamed.
So I just checked Bet365 there, Marty. It's basically,
what do you reckon?
Hearts are slight favourites. Motherwell are 74, Hearts are 29 to 20, so basically 64. So it's even Stevens, but Hearts are favourites, but not by much.
Jabo, you're, is it just briefs, or are you in like the buying bit, or are you in the fancy bit?
It's centre stand seats, but no any pints or anything like that involved. It's just that she says it's right in front of the director's box. So
half digging a bottle of Pinot Grigio then.
Maybe see Martin O'Neill there or something, you know. But I tell you what, can you imagine Motherwell scored and we said, who the fuck's this Motherwell fan? I've never seen my life before. Yeah. I'm fucking for it.
Listen, you took the fucking words out of my mouth. I was just about to say to Joe, what's the bet this cunt ends up on the TV tomorrow night?
That's exactly what I was thinking about. I was like, you know what? Fucking brilliant.
You'd be like, it's not here! You know, like that fucking that DiCaprio meme. Rewind. Take a photo of TV. Get in the group chat.
I just hope they pan to him and Ian Crocker says something really cool, like, "Well, there's a fan that really knows what it means for the club."
Listen, I'm not joking, right? I wouldn't be one bit fucking surprised if the fucking camera pans in and Linda's sitting there and Jason's sitting there and in the middle is Toffee in a fucking middle.
Right, we took him up to a polling station last night to vote, and fucking she held him outside, I went in and fucking you hear him howling
I thought you said he was voting for fuck's sake.
And the best it was, I said to the wee woman outside, I said, "Is your reform candidate been here?" She was here earlier. I'm a bastard. I'm going to say at the top for
him. Fucking here, he's a better fucking singer than Derek McInnes too. The cunt.
Oh goodness.
Oh jeez. Aye, fucking hell. But it's, you know what? It's one of the. I mean, obviously, you're talking about going to the game as a neutral. I'm fucking far from a neutral, right? I don't really care about Motherwell either. But tomorrow night, Matthew, I'll be the fucking biggest fan you've ever met in your life. Oh Jesus. But just hang the pressure. I'm under pressure to even think about going to it.
That'd be great. Fuck's sake, it's good too that I know, like, we all wish you were fucking 10 points clear, but it's good to have consequential games at this end of the season too, where you're actually fucking interested in them as well. And things are happening, and
it's good if it all ends well. You know, it's fucking.
Well, that's it. Do you know what I mean? But listen, they could do. I say Hearts are slate favourites, as you say, and Motherwell are home. Fucking anything could happen. Anything could happen.
Hearts away form's been pish. You know,
I know, and as you were saying earlier on, even their home form, they're not playing well at all. They're getting late goals and things like that, and like anything could happen. It really could. It could. So I'm looking forward to watching it. Actually, I might go to a caravan again.
Can you imagine, right? Best case scenario, Motherwell win, right? We beat that mob on Sunday, and then you're at Fir Park Wednesday night, and the scores come through that Fall Cup's beating them.
Oh, fucking hell! Be like Love Street.
I know. what would that scenario be then? So see
fuck, no idea. No idea.
Lose their 2 games, and we were to win our 2 games. That means we get into the last game of the season with better goal difference than they, and they need to beat us by X amount of goals to win the league, won't it?
I think you're right. Scott.
Say that again, mate. Sorry, I was looking at something there.
So we win our 2 games, Motherwell and Rangers, and they'll lose their 2 games, Motherwell and Falkirk. That means last game of the season, they'd need to come to Selleck Park and beat us with a few goals, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Because it would
switch. I mean, so what is the goal difference now?
5 now.
5.
So there'll at least be 2 each game. We'd need to win by a goal. They'd need to lose by a goal. So it would take a 2 switch. So it would be,
well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, so if there's 5, right? So they lose 1-0 both games. We won 1-0 both games. So we're still technically up. But,
so they just need to beat us last game and they've won the league.
No, because
we'd be 3 in front.
They'd beat us to win the league, aye.
So at the end of the day, we can't. At the best, we can take it to the final game of the season. We can't win the league.
Just go and keep going, man. Aye, that's it. Just go and keep.
So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, right? Let's go on to Celtic, talking about our squad, right? Sinasalo has made a massive difference. And you think to yourself how sickening it is that we played fucking 3 months of the season with an injured goalie, minimum, with 1 arm.
I think it's longer than that, Jason. He's been injured from last year.
So forget the Nancy carry on, right? If you're a fucking decent goalie there, maybe Nancy'd still be the fucking manager. But so you've got that, right? And now you've got Alistair Johnson back, which what a difference that is. Right? We've got him back.
Big player.
Tierney, I think Tierney's coming onto a game. And Tierney is a massive goal threat for us. You know? And so your 2 fullbacks, you can't really ask for better. Centre half, Scales is still getting grief for folk, but he's Mr. Reliable. He's there all the time, makes the odd mistake, but in general terms, he's decent. But our midfield, you say, what the fuck's Rio Hatate done to be dropped out of that team? But obviously, Anils and Maloney and fucking Fozzie are seeing him every day in training. But Engels coming back, I know everybody's no his best fan, but he definitely brings a good bit of energy and takes the strain away from McGregor. And then it's the Phantom Negrin. You're like, what the fuck's going on there? But up front is just a massive worry because Maida is coming on to a game now. That's what you're needing. And if you get him on a game, but your Tuneke, fucking hell, he's so frustrating. Yang, frustrating as well. 2 of them average at best. So, see, like, going forward, like Negrin's, he's not scored money lately, but he is a threat. But you just don't know where the goals are going to come from. You know, Jamesy Forrest when he comes on. But you're in the actual, this was the point I was getting to. He seems to be more unfit now than he was when we signed him. He's blown out his arse after 15 minutes. There's no doubt the boy's class. You know, see the turns, the hold-up play can do. He's fucking deadly. It does remind me of Edward.
That's the thing, Jason. See, no matter how fit or fucking unfit he is, I would stand him outside the box and just boot balls at him the whole match. Because he has that touch, the fucking turn.
He has.
He can see holes where other fucking players can't. And one of our problems, again, as I was saying earlier on, is we're not scoring early enough and we're not scoring often enough. So if we went 2 or 3 goals up within 20 fucking minutes, everybody can kind of fucking chill out. Do you know what I mean? And he's our only
semi-final proved you right, Marty.
Well, do you know what I mean? It's like fucking we're just so short on that. We're just so short on options, but you know what I mean? It's like fucking, you have to play him. I mean, you were saying he's unfit, but we're not playing him. And you're going, well, how the fuck's he going to get fit?
I would play my team Sunday 100%. I would play my heat up.
But if you're playing Negrin, right, so it's a kind of self-fulfilling prophecy. If you're playing Negrin in the team, you can't play in an actual. Even though when the first time I saw them playing together, I thought they looked great together. Was Red Star.
That's what I was going to say.
Really good.
I think Negrin's running out of steam. He seems to be falling off a fucking cliff. You know, whereas he wasn't playing great during the season, but he was popping up with goals left, right, and centre. And now he just looks as if he's sort of fucking running. His batteries have run out. You know, and we could really be fucking doing with him.
But the thing is, the 4 of us are sitting here and we've been through this before. We've been through Martin O'Neill. We've been through Martin O'Neill refusing to bring other guys in, using the squad he's got to the last extreme, never freshen things up. When all the young guys were all choking to come in the team, he just stuck by what he knew, and it ultimately kind of bit him on the arse, didn't it? That we ended up, it finished how it finished. And now we're kind of seeing the same thing. The new Martin O'Neill was just he's going to the guys who he reckons he can trust, and that's what it comes down with Hatate. He said something recently. I can't mind what it was, but he basically reiterated what Brendan Rodgers said about Hatate. Was I don't think anybody's got the answer why Hatate's not consistent. I don't think anybody. I think they've all tried everything, and he's just an up and down player, and that's how he's playing in Scotland at the ages. To be honest, I mean, like, we all know the heights he can get. Everyone has spoken about the heights he can get, but his lows are the most frustrating lows gone. And I don't think Engels has even hit the lows that he's hit. And I know Engels is another guy who a divisive character as well. So I think we're at the stage, where Martin O'Neill's got the guys he's trusting, and I think Negrin's a starter. So if Negrin's a starter, I don't think you can start in an actual, because then you're basically starting with two guys that aren't going to give you that 150% drive, are they? That's just my thoughts on it. Might be a lot of shit.
I would consider the strategy now. Put Maida in there, let him run the fuck out of the back line. Put Iheanacho on, who has the ability to kind of stay calm in those 1 second moments when a decision needs to be made and stick the ball away. And he's proved that consistently over the season. Like, you give him the ball, he'll take that only half 1 second chance and put the ball away. That goal against Hibs is perfect. He just fucking watched the ball drop, and you're watching it on TV going like, there's no way he's going to fucking get the shot away. And he's just as calm as fuck.
But I think we're a wee bit misty-eyed winning Iheanacho as well here, because recently there's been games where Iheanacho's played and he's missed pinches. As I know Iheanacho's a striker, Iheanacho's a 3, 4, 5 and 1 striker. You know what I mean? He's no a 2 and 1 striker. He's no like fucking Daisy Maida for last season. So what you're saying,
my point was, it's just because we're so fucking stuck for striking absence.
No, I do appreciate that, mate. Yeah, I do appreciate
it. You can't. I just don't think you can start him, Marty, because
I don't think so.
You're 100% hooking him at half time, and say you're 1 goal down at half time.
You're taking off.
You're fucked. I think see with Maida as well. Fucking, he gets goals out of nothing. The amount of time defenders he chases them down and the ball bounces at, and you say, is the boy fucking daft? If he's anywhere near you, just kick it out of the park. Just get fucking rid of it. But they say he's a cheat code. And I think he's got his mojo about him. See, I think he's obviously wanting to finish the season in a massive high.
I agree with that.
He's definitely all in here. So, back to Scott's point at the start of the pod. At the end of the season, mate, you just fucking say him, thanks a million, give him a big cuddle and let him go where he wants for however much it is. It doesn't really matter. Obviously, Celtic won't do that. but
Celtic will try to give him a contract.
I know. Fucking
less money. You scored less goals.
We can't sell you. But I know. I mean, what was it? See, when you said they mentioned the team, I missed that. What was the team he was meant to go to?
Wolfsburg.
Was it Wolfsburg, guy?
Aye.
Do you know
By the way, I kind of watch more German football than I would any other football.
Aye.
But I always watch the highlights for the week's games. I never ever miss it. So watch it. And Wolfsburg have had a pure stinker of a season. There's a good chance they'll go down. And who's centre back for him most weeks? Big Moritz Jens. And that big boy loves to blame everybody else, man. loves to point a finger, man. I always thought he was a decent big player, but
I was going to say, there's another one. He had everything that you needed to be a fucking decent centre half, and he was just a fucking balloon.
I don't think he was, Marty. Circumstance went against him. Because we had Carter Vickers and the Starfelt, and he wanted to play. he wanted to play
No, but
regular. And
To me,
and
just down tools. Do you know what I mean? They're like, fuck's sake.
Aye. I went to Everton away there at Wolfsburg. Fucking odd place. I think the full team's just built around Volkswagen, isn't it?
well, that's what they
That's
built the city for the.
Aye, they built the city.
They built the whole city
There's,
for it.
there's nothing in it because we actually stayed, and that's how mad German football is, right? We stayed in Hanover, right, and got the train. In Hanover, their team is at Hanover 67 or something like that.
Yeah, 69.
69, right? They're massive. But
96.
Hanover 96. They're absolutely see like their fan base. I think their stadium holds like 50,000. They kind of sell it out most weeks, and they're a massive team, a big city. And then you go on the train, you get to Wolfsburg, and there's absolutely fuck all there. About 4 pubs if you're lucky, and they've got a Bundesliga team that was flying at the time. And you say to yourself, how fucked up is that? You know, we just do Volkswagen obviously stick all their money into them, and you've got a team that's just up the road that's been in the doldrums for whatever. You know, there must be tons of teams like that in Germany, Scott, that's got 40, 50,000 hardcore fans, and they just can't get out of that fucking second division.
Aye, that Hanover, if it is Hanover that I'm thinking about,
They wear green, I think.
But they're in a massive fight with their owner. I'm pretty certain. Like they fucking despise their kind of major investor because he was trying to buy the majority of the club. You know, like
Right.
away from the 50+1. Because
Right.
I'm pretty certain it's them. So I actually think they're pretty decent guys. But you're right what you're saying. I mean, like, you all know this stuff, but so Bayer Leverkusen is the same. So obviously Bayer
They're
Leverkusen.
shite there between Dusseldorf and Cologne that are absolutely humongous.
But you know the script Bayer,
Exactly.
and when they play each other, they call it the Plastico. Do you know what I mean? Everybody
right.
hates them. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, the Cologne fans despise them.
Aye, I mean, but you think Wolfsburg's actually relatively got a pretty interesting, decent history. Do you know what I mean? They won the league. Would I be right in saying Hingy managed them? Steve McLaren, I'm pretty sure Steve McLaren managed them. And they had guys like Diego, they had fucking Giovanni Elber and stuff like that. Freddie Bobic, I'm sure.
So would they have been a big team before Volkswagen got into them?
No. They were built for the Volkswagen.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? So those
Volkswagen would have been there for years, but I take it.
Well, let's have a go at it. Right?
Aye,
So
they'd have been
1945 they were founded.
Aye, there you go. Aye.
Something happened around there.
Aye.
Something happened.
That was the year the war finished. 39 to 45. I'm always born in 45, so that was the year the war finished.
There was something going on about that time.
Aye, don't mention the war. But, aye, so there you go. But aye, German football is fucking fascinating. As I say, I don't watch it anywhere near as much as you, but I do find it kind of fascinating.
Love it, aye, brilliant.
Just how big the teams are, you know. I mean, English football is probably even bigger when you look at English football. You know how big teams are in England. You know, and what would the population of England be compared to Germany? Would Germany be about 100 million, 100 odd million?
Go on, Joe.
England would be about.
I will be with you.
70 million.
England approximately 58.6 million.
Is it 58.6 million, right?
Germany
83.9.
83, right? So a fair 1 1/3 bigger than England. But I think is it the stat know that the English Championship is the 6th biggest league in Europe?
Exactly,
Aye.
Speaking of German football, in honor of our friend
German.
Liam Power, what's the chances of Villa winning this trophy by beating Freiburg?
Oh, by the way, I need to give you a laugh, right? Right, fucking Skip will obviously get through this with a fine tooth comb, right? We've got a wee chat, me, him, and Magoo and Mick, right? And he says, would you go to it? He says, I'd definitely go if it was Leipzig, no, if it was the Palace final. He says, but I looked into Istanbul, but it's just no feasible, right? So I'm like, right? I'm saying to myself, surely fuck you, no Villa fans going for a year, surely fuck you'd be able to get a flight. So I stuck it in, and was a flight going out on the Tuesday, back on the Thursday for 330 quid. And I'm like, you can get that one. He says, oh, don't get me wrong, you were getting there at 2 in the morning and you were leaving like at 5 in the Thursday morning. So you have no much time, right? So if you were just going solely for the game, it would have done. I actually used, so I went and changed the search to Monday to Thursday, 230 quid. I checked flights, you couldn't get it. I says, fucking soon you did, you cunt. And the intentions of going, I just gave it straight there, man, 230 quid. There you go, Skip. I didn't see that. It took me 3 minutes to search it. Imagine Celtic go to a European final and you just see that last minute flight, 230 quid, fucking 2 nights. Istanbul, you'd be fucking hell.
I've been kicking down the door at credit union going, fucking give me all the money. Let's go.
What about so Scott, back to the German football, Freiburg, what size of club would they be?
See, Freiburg is, we've spoken about this before, Jason. So Freiburg is on, was way up in my kind of want to go list.
Right.
I always wanted to go there, right? Because the beer they sell in the Grun is outstanding. Apfeltaz or something it's called. It's magic, right? It's local. It's brewed there, and it's a great beer, a fucking great beer. And they're all Grun. Let me see, because they moved into, their old Grun was at the Dreamer Station, and they moved to the Europa Park in 2021. And I'd planned to go over just before COVID. And I was going to go for a Borussia Dortmund away game, and I was going to go there and fucking. But I'm led to believe that the second team's still playing that, so still got a chance. But in terms of that, they're a small club. I mean, so their stadium, the new holds 34,700. Their old stadium was 24,000. So they've kind of updone since they've gone to Europe of late. They've got a big long history and stuff, but they're very much mid-table, low-end German club. Do you know what I mean? They're no big club by any stretch.
Right.
And they've been in the Bundesliga, I'd say fucking 10, 12 years now. So they're kind of regular in there. But I mean, this is probably the best they've done. This I'm maybe talking out of turn when I say that.
I just googled where they were in Germany. Fuck's sake, right down the boat.
So you were going there. You would fly. See, when we looked at it, we were going to be flying to Basel.
Aye.
You were flying to Basel, and then the train takes you straight up there and straight back. So it was all. But the biggest honour they've won is the Zweite Liga, the second Bundesliga, is the biggest title they've won. They've never won. They were runners up in the Pokal 2021-22. So they're very much a wee team. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
But very much a traditional club again. Do you know what I mean? Now, like one of the ones every cunt's got a bit of respect for.
Right.
So,
right, okay.
But I can see Aston Villa battering them a bit.
They will take some numbers out of there as well, won't they? They will.
You would hope so. But
German teams fucking without a doubt.
They travelled, didn't they?
Aye, big time.
But I can see Crystal Palace cantering it. I can see Aston Villa cantering it. And just hopefully Paris does the fucking job again. Do you know what I mean?
Aye. But the thing, it's an interesting man, the Crystal Palace one, because fucking delighted for Rio Vallecano. Brilliant for them, man. There. The thing is,
how do you guys feel about it? I mean, Marty, you've often said to me you don't like football. You're a Celtic fan. Obviously, the English teams all doing so well in Europe. It stinks because the amount of money they've got in comparison to the teams they're up against. But Crystal Palace before last season, maybe the season before, hadn't won anything in their history. And now they've won the FA Cup and they're about to, I think they'll win the fucking conference. And if you know what I mean, I suppose, see on the flip side, that's fucking magic as well, isn't it?
I see for their fans, forget all that. They can't dictate the English money that's in the game, right? See for their fans, you've got to be happy for them, you know. You're laughing, and they seem kind of decent sorts anyway. You know, I went to see Everton play there. Seen Everton play them at Goodison a couple of times, but I went to Selhurst Park years ago. That was the one where Duncan Ferguson and Ian Gerrard were on loan.
I remember that.
And I was doing it at the corner flag, and Gerrard came to take a corner. I'm like, oh, you kebab-faced bastard. He looked round, he's like, my own fans fucking shouting that at me. But, so it was, fair play to them, you know, and I worked with a Palace fan once, guy Bill, season ticket. He says it was a toss-up between them and Millwall. His old man used to go and watch both teams when he was younger. And just that week, they took him to Palace, and he says, I could easily have been a Millwall fan. And he says, that was just my team. And he says, his sons and all that are Palace staffed as well. So you're glad for all them, and I hope they. And the thing is, Real Vallecano, right? It's in Leipzig, so it's a perfect place to go. You know, Berlin. That would be us, Joe.
That'd be a belter.
Oh, you.
Berlin. Hole. But
the reggae den.
Oh, the reggae den. But see, UB40 blaring it. But it'd be interesting to see how many fans Real Vallecano bring, because they haven't got a big support. You know, the Vallecas, the region in Madrid where they come from, right? The fans are absolute class. You actually seen them at the semi-final. They all had flags of the Spanish Republic, you know, not one Spain flag in their crowd.
I hate them already. I'm a big Spain flag.
Time to wrap this up to fuck. So, like, they haven't got a big fan base, right? So
the stadium holds 14,708.
I went there with Athletic, right? They sell it out all the time, right? But that is the fans. Like, it's only one small enclave in Madrid where everybody supports them, right? So, and I dare say in that area you'll have Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid fans as well, but it's all the fans are concentrated in that area in Madrid. And when you're in the centre of Madrid, you don't see any of them walking about any strips, and you just see folk with Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid stuff. You just don't see it at all. You need to try it in the outskirts of Madrid. So the comparison I was going to use, right? I went to the UEFA Cup final at Hampden when Espanyol played Sevilla.
Yep.
And it was 50-50, the crowd. And what I found was unbelievable was in the Espanyol end, it was, I'd say 90% of them had the Catalan Republic flags. Whereas I went to a Barcelona Espanyol game in the Camp Nou, and they were the wee bit up the top and the gods, and I was sitting in the home end, like just kind of in front of them, and it was all the Viva España with Spain flags. So I was totally like confused. I'm like, I thought these were all pro-Spanish. That transpires. But then you were talking to folk and saying loads of these fans would actually be Barcelona fans. That like family members support Espanyol and they've just went for the jolly sort of thing.
What?
But so I don't know how that will go with Real Vallecano, whether you'll just get they'll maybe take a big crowd there with hangers on or just go and watch them. Do you know? I don't know. Be interesting to see.
Like fucking Dunfermline, fucking with their 16 tickets each for the cup final. But
took the words right out of my mouth. I was just about to fucking say it.
Rayo Vallecano have been in Europe twice in their history, including this. And this time they've got to the final. And the last time was 2000, 2001 UEFA Cup, where they got to the quarterfinals. That's fucking magic, man. They must think Europe's easy.
Do you know I used to hate them, right? And do you know the reason I hated them was because, see, behind their goal, they used to have a Liverpool flag behind their goal.
You.
And do you know the reason why they had it? Because they used to say, in a few years we'll be playing Liverpool in Europe. It was like a kind of piss take because they were just generally shit all the time, and the fans were quite funny, and they were like, this is like, we'll be playing them soon in Europe, and they used that as a, so they had that, and I seen the flag once, I says, fucking cunts, I hate them. But no, they're absolutely
outside of the Segunda Division, in the Segunda Division B, they've never won anything.
Well, think about it, how long have they been in the Premier League? It's only like 10, 15 years, and they were constantly in the lower leagues. when you look back, they've been up for years, a good few years, but
2000, they come up in 2021.
20. Oh fuck! It was. They must have been up before then, because that's not the only time.
No, aye. They've been. I mean, like, so you go back to 2007, 08, they were in the third or the second B.
Aye,
and then they were up to the second. Did they get up to the first? They got up to Primera 11, 12. They were up for 5 seasons, down for 2, up, down, up for. They've been up the last 5.
Aye, but so see prior to that 2000, see if you look, I don't think they'd have been anywhere near the top league. They'd have been for their full history basically in the lower leagues.
Yeah.
Aye, so it's like an amazing fucking story, you know.
Listen, I hate the fucking break in here, but we're playing the Hunts on Sunday.
I know. Try to take my mind off.
I'm trying to talk about
it. Why, we're going to win. We're going to fucking beat them.
So how do we think it's going to pan out?
Well, right, so apart from the rabid Hun that we all know one, at least one, like, their players aren't really going to give a fuck, are they? Because they're out of everything. They'll all be looking forward to their holidays. A lot of them won't want to stay with the club, so they'll be trying not to get injured. This is what the way I'm thinking now. What they could do is come out and try and bloody noses, which is fair enough. But, like, looking at them last week, they were fucking terrible. It just looked like they didn't want to be there, any of them. Fucking any of them, like. And as I say, like, the Huns I know are just fucking beyond miserable. Do you know what I mean? They're just going, these ones are just fucking bastards, like. And they're being given all the help they can get with officials and with fucking whatever else, and it still didn't work. And Danny Rowe has been actually fucking seen that link with Wolfsburg today.
Is that Danny Rowe? And I'm just talking about him fucking getting relegated.
See what I mean? So he's actually being their own fucking managers being linked with moves away from them. So we should be getting motivated to the fucking top degree, and they should be like Hearts in '86 playing against the fucking Fergie's Aberdeen team in the cup final. You know what I mean? You should be just commiserating the cunts when they come out. Oh, lads, hard lanes, great season. Fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean? So, like, these games are always tight, but again, we're at home, big fat crowd. We should have the fucking ability to take these on and fucking beat them, even if it's only 1-0.
I know, but what you said there, we should. This tattoo.
No, listen,
we should.
This is it. We haven't been playing well, but look, it wasn't that long ago. Me and Jason were sitting beside each other at the Motherwell game, 6 weeks ago, and the crowd was great. There was no Green Brigade, but everybody was kind of up for it. But that was the one match that everybody was saying we really need to win this game. You know, so again on Sunday, I don't think anybody's going to need any motivation in the stands. So there should be a good atmosphere. The Green Brigade are back. The boys are getting ready to fucking move, so they'll be, I'm assuming, like, leaving a lasting impression before they get shifted. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like get fucking tore in them, because they're a bad team, and we haven't beat the Huns at the
first game of the season last year.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, and is it not over the last couple of seasons we've only beat them twice or something? You're like, what? This couldn't be right. Like, some of the statistics is fucking shocking. But they're a bad team. We're a better team. You know, and they're well off the pace in the title race in a year. And again, I've been saying it to my Hun-mate the whole season. I've been saying, the fucking state of this Celtic team, if you don't win it this year, pack the fucking tent up and fuck off. Because this is the year. This was your chance. Like, we were so diabolically bad. And, like, you had the worst start. Do you know what I mean? Their start was as bad. Obviously, Russell Martin getting sacked and whatever else. So they've had a settled squad. They've had a transfer window. They've got new ownership. This is where they should have been fucking steaming, you know, like fucking Souness coming and bringing in Terry Butcher and all that sort of shit. That should have been them this year. You know, charging ahead and fucking leaving us in the shade. And instead, look at the fucking state of them. Like, they're appalling. They really are. And like, there's no reason why we can't beat them. I'm assuming it'll be self-inflicted if we don't. Do you know? But you've just listed Tierney's playing well. Alistair Johnson's back in the squad. The back two are settled. We know who's going to be playing centre back. There's no arguments there. Up front, we're struggling, yes, but we still have goals in midfield. We still have strikers who can score like Iheanacho did last week. Maida's fit, ready to play. And I mean, even the French players like Ralston and people like that, they know what this means. So you'd be hoping that they're geeing up players and keeping everybody on their toes and, you know, fucking giving it the whole shebang. Because we're at home. There's no excuse. If we don't beat them, we're a disgrace. We're fucking in this mental season. You know? Mental fucking season.
See, in my head, right, I definitely think we're going to win. Right, I do. I know. Scott just fell off his chair.
Your head's an interesting place.
To be honest with you, I've been down or up with Celtic more this season than I can remember
It's
in my
fucking
life.
crazy.
Just like I've had no confidence in anything, but there's just something. Like we've got a winning
inside, so strong.
Aye, I mean, even that game at Ibrox, the cup game, right? We were awful, but they didn't really have any chances. They'd all the ball, and I just think it looked to me on the face of it, that Hearts game, the second half, they just when Hearts get the first goal, no, the second goal. When Hearts get the first goal, they just chucked it. Like if we can get on top of them, they will fold a pack of cards. Just like when they were 2-0 up at Ibrox, when we get the one goal back, there was only ever going to be one team scoring the next goal. If the game had been on another 10 minutes, we'd have beat them.
They're definitely mentally weak. They really are. And then you've got the likes of Taverner and all. They're going. They know they're going. So they're
disappointing.
Now, there's the obverse could be that they want to be seen to be great players so they can get better moves and stuff like that. But they've had a fucking trunks of a season and they're finishing in third place. They might not even finish in third place if results go a certain way. It could be fucking far behind or Motherwell.
Nah, I think they're a bit
if Rangers lost their last 3 games, well, look, okay.
Probably Motherwell could take them. Maybe.
So look, anyway, but let's just fucking settle on third. They're not coming fucking first, and I don't think they'll come ahead of us either. You know, they're just when you seen them coming off the pitch last week, they looked totally destroyed. You know, they looked totally destroyed. There's players there who we know
12 points in front of Motherwell, so
then they'll be in third then. So there you go. They're going to have a miserable third place finish. If fucking things go a certain way, they could end up in the Conference League next year. I saw that gamed out the other day as well. You know, so it's like, what the fuck? Why would you bother? You know, apart from like professional parade, but they don't have that either. It's self-preservation amongst them and all. Everybody's playing within themselves.
Here's the scenario, right? Motherwell beat Hearts on Saturday night and they beat us. Right? That's them a point ahead of us in 72. Hearts are on 76 with 2 games to go. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking... I mean, it's still beyond the realm of possibility that they could beat us.
There's the thing. I don't know. I've got it in me that I would rather be facing with the Huns with something to play for than the Huns with nothing to play for.
But do you not think too, Scott, it would be possibly different if it was at Ibrox? Because they're playing away. They played away last week and they're playing away again this week. They have a terrible record, you know, across the fucking season. Danny Rule has put a kind of a sheen on it because he went on that wee run, you know, but they just looked destroyed last week. Like, you were just seeing them coming off, fuck it, you know. And I'm hoping that hangover just hangs on. And if there's speculation about a manager move, nobody's trying to impress Danny Rule anymore. It's all players looking after themselves.
I think the key difference is like they're turning up just to beat us. We're turning up to advance our ability to win the table.
To win the league, yeah. And their fans will be the fans will be as vile on Sunday as you've ever heard them before. You know, the paedophile stuff will be getting wrung out and fucking all of that.
Hopefully that only lasts for 2 minutes, Marty. He dies and
This
gets
is-
one in the net, and then the
That's
whole
it.
stadium is in
That's
rock.
that's the dream.
Come on!
If ever our speedy, fast, aggressive start to the game had to pay off, it's fucking Sunday. Because I mean, it's happened during the season. We've had 15 minutes of fucking fury and no goal.
Yeah. So look, listen, there's no reason at all why we can't win this game. We did win the cup tie, even though it was obviously well fucking beyond the 90 minutes. But I just feel we would have it in us to get a win, especially at home.
Well, I for one can't wait.
Is there going to be any surprises in the fucking starting 11, Scotty? Scotty.
Scattertees, speak to us.
What does anybody reckon? Do you reckon he'll throw a curveball? Or will it... Like, O'Neill usually settles his team. O'Neill usually plays a team fairly steadily.
He's 2 minutes,
You know.
lads.
No worries.
I don't foresee anything massive. I mean, like, is there anybody you can think of that could come in and be like, "Hey, you know what, he's a wild card"? Hatate?
Well, you don't have the... Possibly Hatate, yep. Yeah. I can see him doing that. I can see him playing him. You know, and see players like Hatate, they should be... They should be...
Johnson, Dusty, Skeels, Tierney, McGregor, Engels, Yang, Negron, Tanetki, Maida. I can see Tanetki possibly dropping out.
I'd like to see him fucking dropping out.
Who are they going to play? They're going to play with Forest.
That's a hang.
So
That's why I could see him dropping out, but I don't see him dropping out for Forest.
Yeah.
You definitely think Forest will be getting the last half hour, wouldn't they?
Aye.
Probably him and Iheanacho.
I mean, Forest.
That's what he's saying.
Forest is a player that could win the game for you from 70 minutes on. Right?
I have to say, he's such a fucking good player. Like, you can see how old he is now, and he just doesn't have that. He's lost the yard, you know, but he's tidy with the ball. He's always aggressive. He's always looking to do something with it. Like, he must be a fucking absolute pest to play against. You know, he's just been brilliant for us. I think we'll really, really miss him when he goes. He's just...
We're a lucky football club to have ever had him. That's how good he is. Like,
do you know, he's just like, and there's maybe 2 or 3 occasions where he was planning to leave the club and go, like, but thank fuck he didn't. Like, he's still making an impact, like, more than a decade and a half after he got into the first team, like, you know, so...
Imagine the legacy he would leave, Marty, if he scored the winner again.
Oh, it'd be great.
For the last day of the fucking season.
Oh, yeah.
For the second season.
Like last year, be great. Be fucking smashing.
Go and let Wesley Curry into the pod. Just invite him in. Wesley, he's a bell, mate. Looks as if he's got right good part.
Wesley, what's happening, Wesley's house?
That's happening, Wesley, man.
Wes.
There we go. 7 nights in a row. Jesus shall reveal to all mankind your souls. The light in your belly is the Jewish Elohim, the Holy Spirit, the word of Jesus, the vision of the valley. I fucking never heard anything better in all my life.
Wesley, listen.
Jesus, he's gave Magoo a mention there. The kingdom of Gog and Magoo. fucking the bull Magoo gets everywhere, doesn't he?
I know, I was about to fucking say it. There's Magoo turning up again. What the hell? I'll tell you what, Wesley, fucking... Wrap it up, the fuck. God, Jesus wouldn't want to be showing my fucking soul to anybody, I can assure you.
By the way, they need to get me... Jim Brown asked a question there. Guys, any comments on the young lad in our under 15 that Athletic want to take? Right. It's interesting he said that. I never put 2 and 2 together, but this boy I know, he's coming out for the cup final. He's wanting me to get him tickets. I said I'd try. I tell him to go to Dunfermline and tell him he was a lifelong Dunfermline fan. They sent him to the SFA. So he's wrote to the SFA to try and get in. He's a bit of a journalist, does like podcasts and whatever. And he asked me, he says, what about Zion Pullen? And I'm like, mate, I've never even seen him play. No, he's come up in the news there, scored like 59 goals. Like he's 15 and he's been called up to the Spain under 16s team. Wow. Then you know anything about him?
Never heard of him.
Here we go, right? So, a pal of mine from Fernhill put up a thing after all this came out, because I've heard of him just in passing, but I made, aside from hearing about him, I made no other clue. I never looked him up. I never checked him out. Just, I heard the name and I was like, Zion's a bit mental. Anyway, so one of the boys I've got on Facebook put on his timeline thing. So this is what he says. Absolutely made up for one of the nicest, hardest working boys I've ever had the privilege to coach. When he get released from Motherwell, we got him in at Fulham. It was a Fulham Academy up in Fernhill. And for nearly 2 years, he worked hard and scored and assisted loads of goals with his teammates, so much so that Celtic, Rangers, Hamilton and Motherwell also wanted him back. Cammy says, I gave them all glowing reports on him. And when he chose up Celtic, I was totally made up for him because that was the team he support. And
is that right?
That's
so
basically, he says the boy, he's a young boy, loves Celtic, get released after Motherwell, worked his balls off and fucking got himself back to Celtic. On the space of 3 years. And now Spain are talking about captain.
Well, Toffee, shut the fuck up.
He's this is his breakthrough season. 15-year-old, incredible 93 goal contributions across the under 15 and under 17 Celtic sides. He netted an impressive hat trick and a 5-0 win over Rangers.
Aye. So the interesting thing is, he's born in the Basque Country.
Formed.
Formed, I fucking hell, what an argument that was the other night. Fuck's sake.
Johnny Owen said we call it conceived here.
I know, but I understand exactly what Jason was saying. He just picked it up.
I know what I was talking about. I didn't mean you had to be born there. I said you could be Welsh and go over there.
No. Formed in the last country, yeah. No, 100%.
Anyway.
So listen, I had never heard of it.
Let's get Wesley Curry back.
Aye.
The other thing is, just to go, for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, a couple of nights ago there was a Homeboy special with Johnny Owen, the filmmaker, on, who also sits on the board of Nottingham Forest. So it was a brilliant chat, and it took loads of different tangents and stuff just around general football stuff. I found it dead interesting. But what he kept saying was, because Jason and Liam were talking about the difficulty of our club, you know, and sorry, Johnny was actually saying it too, you know, the proximity to Scotland, to England, and then the chat turned around to youth clubs, youth departments, Athletic Bilbao, and what Johnny Owen was saying was really Celtic really need to put the house on their youth academy and start pumping through new players, because you can pick them up when they're younger and sell them on for big fees, but there's obviously a contribution to be made to your own team as well, and that helps counteract the fact that you haven't got $100,000 a week to spend, you know, on various players, because, you know, trying to keep step with the English market. But when I was listening to him talking, it was examples like this that I was thinking of. Like, we can't even keep kids at 15. The bigger clubs are so rich that they just come in and take away your young kids. You know, they can just, and like it was generational wealth was mentioned, you know, that you just come in and offer you the sun, the moon, the stars,
Right.
even if they spit you out in a year or two, the way loads of the other players have, like Ben Doak and stuff aren't at the clubs.
If it was your son, though, lads, what would you? If it was your son, right? If your son was playing for under 15s and suddenly there was cash-rich money on the table, would you advise, let's go with our hearts here?
This is it exactly. Like, this is the decisions that young Celtic fans are making and their families are making. You know, and you look at Kieran Tierney, all the abuse that Tierney got when he left, but Tierney had got into the first team and established himself as a first team player, had medals in his pocket, trophies in his cabinet, before he decided to leave Celtic for main bending money. You know, so from that perspective, he goes with your goodwill. You know, you go, look, totally understand. But we've had maybe a half a dozen players who would probably be in our first team now, like James Forrest, like Kieran Tierney, if they'd actually fucking stayed with us. You know, that they got their opportunities, and especially this year, you know, that it probably got a look in where another season they might not have.
The one I can use to counteract it is Rocco Vata. I mean, I know he's been injured a lot lately. I mean, but Celtic offered him like $1.5 grand a week. He was 19. You know, No, sorry, he was on $1.5 grand a week. I think they offered him like 2.5 or 3 max. And Watford are offering him like 9 or 10.
But the thing is, Jason, when you're that age and Celtic are offering what they offer you, whatever it is, if you get into the first team, Celtic will just come in and double your wages again. They'll just come in and offer you a new deal to keep you, you know, or to be for your transfer value.
He's 19, and Brendan Rodgers kept using this thing that I don't want players, they're not ready for my team until they're 22. I mean,
I know, listen.
He's fucking training with him. He's fucking better than him.
The thing is, lads, right? I hate the Celtic fan media went through a wee spell about that pathway. Right now, there is no such thing as a pathway. However, there needs to be an encouragement or a belief that there is some sort of way that if they do with their best and they will get a sniff, they will get a chance.
What age
we
is that kid?
We have not encouraged anybody in our youth teams.
He's 15.
Everything I've heard about any of the young guys that have left, and they've all left for different reasons, is that Celtic have oft times embarrassed themselves in the way they've conducted themselves by being only turning up once people have been approached by the Rocco Vata stuff. The Rocco Vata stuff like you're talking about. Let's get back to the two boys, Liam Morrison and the boy Hepburn. Right? Let's go and look at the goalkeeper who been doing to Liverpool, the Doak thing. Right? So we've lost all these guys. I've got total sympathy for Celtic for the reason Marty says. Because say we've got 5 boys that we think, by the way, see if everything goes right, these boys could either make the first team or even better, take a place in the first team, take a regular place. And we give the 5 of them, fuck me, $4 a week and with a bonus on tap. And say we give them 4-year contracts and 4 out of the 5 of them stink the place out, attitudes go to fuck, they just disappear. That's a lot of money for Celtic to be wasting on boys doing absolutely nothing. It's peanuts for the clubs down the road. So Celtic have to protect themselves. Now, obviously, every situation is different. But on the flip side of that, who asked the question, what would you do about your aim? Was it you, Joe? See, right now, Celtic have showed nothing to suggest that they'll geese. That wee boy, was it Cummins last year, was just scoring barrel load after barrel load, and he never got a sniff. He never get put on the bench. We had winning games 5-0, and he's not coming off the bench. So honestly, I would be sitting there going, right, see if they'd offer me doing it. I mean, see that boy Daniel Kelly. Daniel Kelly, if he was in the Celtic first team, probably not this season, would earn probably more money than he is sitting on the bench for Millwall. Right? Because his win bonuses and his appearances would probably make up for it. He'd probably be scoring more goals. He'd probably be winning more games. So you offset that. But the big thing for that young boy is they've probably said, right, we're going to include you in our first team squad. You're going to be part. Whereas Celtic are going, well, young man, you've got to impress. I mean, look, who remembers last year, Daniel Kelly the year before? Who remembers Turley? Remember him? We were all sitting going, he was bang on the button. Look at him. He could. The boy Mitchell Frame come on against Firewood. One great game. And I think he's playing it up in Aberdeen now, isn't he? Max Anderson. These guys only getting a chance at Celtic. But again, on the flip side, once again, I'm fucking writing a book, the amount of flipping I'm doing here. As Jason says, these guys are training with them every week. So, but Brendan Rodgers was not at Celtic to produce young players. Right now, Martin O'Neill isn't at Celtic to get anybody better, to improve anybody. So really, does that come into your mind with your next manager choice? Because what Johnny Owen's saying, honest, lads, just imagine we're sitting in it. Let's think about how Jason talks about Athletic Club and the pride he puts in his voice when he talks about the young guys coming through the academies. And you talk to any of them and how the pride. Imagine we were sitting and we were flinging 5 hour first team. We're all out of our academy. Know what I mean? And maybe we lose him after 2 years, but we've got another wee guy and that wee guy knows, by the way, he'll likely be away. I'm ready to take his jersey. That's the dream. The Borussia Dortmund for years sold themselves on the back of, come here and I'll give you a chance. Now, I think it was Vince McMahon says that. He says, I'm not giving you a promise, I'm giving you a chance. And that's all Celtic can do. Just give them a chance. But see right now, either the players are badly no good enough or we're just not giving them a chance. I hope that made sense.
I think there's a lot more to it, Scott. I think it's a culmination.
Of course there is.
I think it's a culmination, right? You've got the ownership that basically does what he wants, right? It's a dictatorship, effectively. So people within the club probably haven't got much power to do X, Y, and Z. You've got a youth setup that's just littered with ex-players or Scottish talent. There's no, like, you've not got like top youth coaches. But as I say, the Athletic Club set Kepa, and they went to South America and places like that and brought the best youth coaches in the world to Bilbao to train their kids, because that's the pathway to get into their team. We don't build a youth academy. We get guys like Willie McStay and stuff like that, you know, McManus and
Chris McCarp.
Chris McCarp went to my school, played with Motherwell Lloyd's days, you know, never won a sort. I think they probably maybe won the Scottish Cup in '91 with them, I can't remember. But these guys, fair play to them, professional football players live the dream, you know a lot more about football than me, but they are the best we can get to bring our players through, you know, and it's like, it's just, there's no vision there, and they're no getting managers in there and telling them, we want you to develop youth players. That's part of your terms and conditions of your contract. When we're giving you your end of year appraisal to see what kind of bonus you're getting, you know, they see when they're putting the bonus into them, right? You're not telling me that if Ange comes to Celtic, right, and they're laying out his terms and conditions account, you'll get this bonus if you win the league, you get this bonus if you win the Scottish Cup, you'll get this bonus if you win the League Cup, how well you do in Europe, and you'll get this bonus if you've introduced 3 academy players into the first team. You know, and make that like a third the value the rest of them put together. Because let's face it, that's more valuable to us as a club going forward. So it's simple things like that. If you've got a manager that's been told when he comes in that his pay packet is going to be dependent on developing players, develop players, I'll tell you. So it's down to the club, run the club the correct way, and we don't. And it's just, managers really need to use one games of football, and it's short-term thinking, because the board come out of the AGM and say we've been very successful and come out with all this domestic success. But at the end of the day, you're not actually building a legacy there. And as you say, if you start getting, say there's 40 kids in the youth academy, and 3 every year are getting promoted to the first team, they're all like, fucking hell, they're running that extra mile. They're seeing this could happen to us. But probably what's happening to the rest of them, they're all probably going like, what's the fucking point of being here? I mean, you made the point, Joe, the start. If my kid was at Motherwell and Celtic were wanting them, see like the young lad that's went to Lennon Miller, his dad done the exact right thing. Keep him at Motherwell, playing first team football. If my kid's at Falkirk, Motherwell, and they're getting first team football, then Celtic want to bring him in, but there's no guarantee in the contract that he's going to be a first team player. But no, keep him where he is. And it's different with Ben Doak. Liverpool offered him 30 grand a week or something, right? That's understandable to do that. But for the rest of them, for chasing like doubling their money or whatever, if they're guaranteed, I understand 100% why Rocco Vattel went. He wasn't getting a sniff at Celtic, so he had to go. Daniel Kelly, he had to go. You know, they weren't offering him anything to make him stay. And these aren't 15, 16-year-old kids. They're 19-year-old, like young adults. But for me, if I was having a kid, I wouldn't be wanting to go to Celtic because there doesn't look to be a pathway there at all, especially with guys like Martin O'Neill in charge. If you get a Jens Bertalascu coming in next year, then it would be different because he's done it with Motherwell. You know, he's got young players and they're playing and he's giving them a chance. But nah, it's Celtic Youth Academy, etc. is broken. To me, there's nothing there, and it needs to be driven for the top. There has to be a vision there, and I don't think there's a vision at all. I don't know what you think of that.
Well, it definitely seems like there's a massive disconnect between, you know, what's produced in the academy and what actually then gets fed into the actual first team.
Well, the thing is, you've got guys like Chris McCarthy, right, and there's nobody coming through, so surely you should sack him. You know, like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not wanting anybody to lose their job, right? But the thing is, if you're managing a pathway to get to the first team, and within the space of 2 years, we've got Donovan, right? So Donovan's made the breakthrough. That's kind of it.
I know, but it's one of them. Like, is he a guy that's good at his job because he keeps it running, or is he a guy that's good at his job because he actually produces something from the actual?
Well, at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is the results. The youth academy is only there.
Aye, to us, but we're not overseeing the whole thing.
No, Joe. The full point of the youth academy is to actually build players up to bring them to the first team.
I understand the concept of the youth academy. What I'm saying is, at Celtic, I mean, is the will there to make what we believe should be the academy purpose and production line? Is the will there to make it happen? It doesn't appear that the will is there.
No, obviously not. But for any fucking functional football club, it should be. You know, this is another.
This is Celtic we're talking about, though.
Exactly.
And this season of all seasons has shown us the functioning football club. It's not our wheelhouse.
It's another stick to beat them with that were an absolute basket case of a football club.
Fuck's sake, we went from fucking being positive about beating the Huns to fucking now down to the fucking negatives.
You fucking started it. You're only after sitting there fucking saying if your child playing for Celtic.
You threw the grenade in.
Exactly.
What I said was, if you're playing for Celtic and somebody came in and offered a ton of money, would you make them stay?
And then Higgins went on a fucking rant, so it was your fault.
Well, that's not. That is my job in this show, is to get a reaction.
Anyway, listen, fuck the Huns. We're going to win on Sunday. Here we go.
That's what I believe. I'm on a bus trip with Nate Podrick tomorrow.
That's what I was wanting to come to, Joe. Joe, geez your wee itinerary then. Let us know what's happening.
Picking us up tomorrow, I think it's about 1:45 here. Actually, only up the road here. I'm parking my car up at the Apple Green, and then we're getting picked up on the motorway. And then we're on the 3:30 Friday, I think, to Karen Ryan. And then we'll be in Glasgow tomorrow night about 7:30, 8 o'clock. We booked into that social hub in Glasgow, a new place. It looks fucking fantastic.
Aye. That's just next to Gracie's.
It's got a pool table, PS5. It looks like a smashing spot.
Aye.
And there for the night. And then the game the next morning. Not too sure if we're on the 7:30 Friday, the 11 o'clock Friday, but a Monday booked off anyway. But me and him haven't really been on a bus trip with like a bunch of kids, Kano ways. So it's the first time we've done it together. So I'm looking forward to it.
On the chariot.
On the chariot with Nate Podrick. Aye. So I'm looking forward to it.
God bless Kieran Kenny.
Kieran, fucking a legend.
One of Leaf's fucking blessed men.
Legend. So I'm looking forward to that now. I was Comic Ryan that I texted the other week. So I texted Comic weeks ago. I said, any chance of fucking maybe a spot on the bus? He texts back, he goes, I'll come back to you in a week, Joe. I've just ran 155 kilometers in one.
He's some man, isn't he?
First race, I'm knackered. I was like, you know what, mate? Take 2 weeks if you need it. That's 155 kilometers.
Do you think if Kieran Kenny's listening? Do you think so? Do you think Kieran Kenny listens to us?
Kieran does.
Does he?
If you're listening, Kieran, stop buying tea, not another penny, you cunt. Every week I see him and it annoys me. He's got a fucking
was-
cup of tea or a cup of coffee, man.
It was his birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Kieran.
Happy birthday, Kieran.
Go bang. Hope nobody bought you new tap.
Here. Well, that's how we should finish this. The new taps have dropped. How you feeling about
Looks
that?
like the top. It looks like the fucking last anniversary top.
Right, that's exactly right. I thought I was going
I think it's lovely.
have they
I
just
think it's fucking lovely.
just take a New Balance off and put Adidas on?
I think it's absolute. Joe, but see here, this is the grief I've got with people who moan about foot taps, right? No. You've spoken, I'm speaking short.
I wasn't fucking moaning here.
Right.
You touchy cunt.
I'm not talking about you. I never. The fact that you guys are getting, I bet you're the touchy ones. But the point is, right? Celtic brought out a tap that was all squiggly lines, and everybody went, "That's never a Celtic." How can they keep getting this so badly wrong? All we need is green and white hoops. This is a disgrace. Right? And then we bring out just another plain green and white hoop tap, and people go, "Looks really a lot like the last green and white fucking plain hoop one." So what the fuck are you at? Idiot.
This is what I want. I want you to stop paying attention to people
I
talking about
want Brendan Rodgers back. I want a bag of cans. And I want to forge people's top next season.
But this
See,
is the sort of stuff that exercises Scott.
I like it.
Aye, when
If
you
you
think
knew
about
I'd
it,
like it anyway.
looks like nearly every one of our taps for about 19, fucking 48 or something.
Yes, but Jason, like the way we're on.
Aye. Fucking it's Dave,
I like Scott.
I've got two of them coming from Thailand for 28 quid, but there you go. I draw
Not
full.
a penny more.
I don't think I've ever worn a foot with tap outside this house. In fact,
The Thai lads are watching the order going like, same tap? 6 years later?
in fact, bloody, the Basques are there at Sheffield 2 weekends ago. Brought me and Big Pat, one of the old retro athletic shops. So fucking Saturday morning I went to walk out Sheffield in the town, and I fucking didn't realise Sheffield Wednesday are at home, and I've got this fucking athletic mobile tap on with a pair of shorts on, a Celtic tattoo. Let's face it, some of the comments I go, I wouldn't be fucking wanting to hurry up to Hillsborough if I was any Celtic supporter. Fucking hell. Oh Jesus. Aye, there was a fair bit of the element there, tell you. The place was fucking heaving with them.
I heard about, we'll finish on that. Did you have a good time in Sheffield other than the result?
Aye, brilliant. It was good. Aye. Good. With a right good laugh. And one of the nights was funny. We went to, if anybody's ever in Sheffield, right, there's a pub called The Grapes. It's my favourite Irish pub outside Ireland. The Guinness is unbelievable. It's a right old man's pub. It's like 3 different rooms. They've got the old ballad sessions with HomeBhoys with the fiddles and the guitars and that. Absolutely brilliant. There was this boy Danny came in, but I don't know if he listens to this. He actually might. I didn't mention anything about it. But he's a school teacher for Belfast, and he's lived in Sheffield for about 6 years. So it was funny because Pat shouted at him and says, "Can you meet my mate Jason?" He says, "I'm a massive Celtic fan." And he's like, he said, "But I've got a season ticket for Sheffield United." I was like, "All right." I says, "I went to their game last week against Preston." He's like, "Aye, right." So talking away, he says, "It's funny," he says, because he says, I'm just a Celtic supporter. He says, "I've no interest in any English teams." But he says, "I came out here for a job interview." And so the guy's in, I've been into the principal's office and sitting there. And he said, "I've looked behind him and there's a photo of Sheffield United on the wall." So then he said, "I'm just sitting there." So the guy's like, "What's the accent? Belfast?" He's like, "Aye." He says, "Whereabouts?" He says, "Oh, fuck." He says, straight away, he says, "You're like, fucking, you're either a right good chance to get the job or you're fucking no chance." So I think it was, I might be getting it wrong, but I think he said Ardoin, right? And the boy's like, "Oh, I started naming folk, my cousins, this." "Oh," he says, "I know them, aye." So he's chatting away. He says, "The interview couldn't have went any better." So he says, "I was going on all right." And he says, he says, boy, he says, "Actually, I'm a Celtic fan as well." He says, "All right." He says, "Aye." He says, I go to see Celtic all the time, the boy Danny. And the guy, he says, so what's with the Blades? He says, oh, I moved out here years ago. And he says, that was my team. So he says, I go to Bramall Lane every week. So Danny said, he says, I just fucking took it, that was it. So he says, I got a season ticket myself and started going to watch them. He says, if it wasn't for him, he says, I wouldn't have even gone to watch the Blades or anything. So anyway, we get blaring away. He mentioned the Basque Country. And he says, Pat says, you go to the Basque Country, and it says, my favourite place in the world, been a few times. He says, aye, he says, I've started looking at the language, you know. I'm like, aye. He's like, I bet you don't know what a scary casco means. I says, but thank you. He's like, nobody's ever knew that before. I says, that's the fucking easiest. So I says, Kaicho, and he no clue what I was talking about. He's like, Pat, who is this cunt? He fucking knows it. But right, with a good night with him. Boy was sound, aye. So yeah, he's obviously always a Blades, but he's a Celtic fan. But aye, quite a lot of Blades fans are like Celtic minded, definitely. And I'll tell you that Sheffield Wednesday, well, the ones I walk by anyway, fucking hell, naughty.
Loyalists.
Aye, there was a fair element of them, aye. And
well, do you know my one hun mate?
Aye.
He supports Sheffield Wednesday.
Does he, aye?
He does indeed. Now I know a Catholic who supports them too, but he fucking supports them. He's an nerd. So I like annoying him a naked bit.
I think they played Rangers a friendly, and they says it got a lot bigger for them. They all got on well and all that. I don't know, but okay, who knows? Most of the English clubs are the same. But when I went to the Blades Preston North End game, it's actually a good game of football. They were 1-0 down. Then they were 2-0 down, made it 2-1, 3-1 down, they made it 3-2, and they got it at the end. But it was, as a neutral sitting watching, it was actually a good game of football to watch. They were terrible at the back, but they were good going forward. But the stadium was nearly full with nothing to play for. Yeah, fucking hell. I'm not talking about the English Championship, with the amount of teams there that's fucking get proper supports. Impressing with the big away support as well. Aye, it was a good game. They had a little tricolour behind the goal. Every time I've been to Bramall Lane, the goals ran a hint to goal. But there you go. So I think there's a wee bit of an element of Sheffield United would be definitely Celtic minded. But good city, Sheffield, but see you're there. It's a big student place here on a Friday and Saturday night. The place is fucking jumping.
It's a student place.
Aye. Aye. Exactly. But as and it's seeing you're walking about the city centre, it's dead clean. You know, and there's loads of development going on and everything. Seeing you walk through Glasgow, you're like, fucking, you know. Look Manchester now as well, and Liverpool. See the city centre's fucking pristine. You know, the investment that's done that. You look at Glasgow.
That is the podcast. I think somebody mentioned about Glasgow and said, see, even on a quiet night in Glasgow when the streets are quiet, you'll always hear two people fighting somewhere. Somewhere in the fucking ether of the fucking town. You'll hear a fight going on.
Shut up, Joe.
That's what
It's the depressing bit walking through Glasgow city centre now, isn't it?
My biggest gripe with Glasgow is see when it rains and you're walking along and see the fucking paving stones being loose, you're more than likely going to get splashed the fuck with some fucking level black rainwater out of fucking nowhere.
Listen. Wrap this up the fuck.
That's my biggest gripe.
Wrap it up, Joe. Wrap it up the fuck, Joe.
We made it to 2 hours, right?
Wrap it up the fuck.
So it's score predictions.
2-0 Celtic. 2-0 Celtic.
Oh, that's
fuck
done
yeah,
it
get
there.
in.
2-1 Motherwell.
Scott sweating mute.
Calling you all sorts there, you pair of pricks. I knew it was coming.
What do you think, Scott? What's your right? Never mind the juju and stuff like that. What's your honest opinion? What do you think?
I don't know, mate. Honestly, I don't know, right? Because this team, whilst they've done really well to get back into a position where we are. The Dundee United game haunts me. How we've played against the Huns this season haunts me. I don't think they've got any to play for. But on the flip side, I still don't think that manager knows what his best team is. Because, I mean, he'll play Tavernier one week, and now Tavernier's retiring, disappointed and whatever. Do you know what I mean? So I've no clue. I've generally no clue how it's going to go. Generally no clue. I'm kind of hoping a wee bit of breathing space appears tomorrow, and then if you win, it's fucking party time. So, mate, I'm not even bullshitting you. I'm not even kind of kidding on. I don't know. I fucking don't know, man.
I'm in the same camp. It's lucky dip Celtic every week. It's like
I'm exactly the same place, to be honest with you. I could easily see us get beat, but I could easily see us win. You know, it's anything could really happen. But for me, it's going to be like the crowd is going to be like a cauldron. Everybody's going to be up for it. The players surely are going to be up for it. They can see the winning line in sight. You know, they've got a chance to can rush towards it. And you would just think they might have been fit as well. You know, you would just think we'll do it. But anything could happen. 4-0 Celtic.
That's the high I want to leave on. Marty, have you got any ideas?
Fucking here we go. That's all I have to say in that matter, Jules.
Here we fucking go. We're 2 hours flat. Folks, that was good fun. Again, always good. We will be back. I won't say next week because I've told you that fucking 3 weeks ago. So we'll be back. Our form is as patchy as Celtics, so we're used to it. One of them seasons. Say good night to the folks.
Good night, folks.
Hail, hail.
Hail, hail.
See you later on.
Oh,
Team
man.
on the best.
Toffees.
On Marvel.